Did you know a single, well-timed touch can make her remember you for a lifetime without you saying a word? Most men try to win a woman with words, gifts, or physical appearance. But what truly draws her in is something she rarely ever talks about. If you've ever felt like you did everything right, and she still pulled away, maybe you missed the most important cues in female psychology. You might be tall, attractive, successful. You might walk into any room and command attention. But if you don't understand this, you could still fail to build a real, lasting connection with a woman. Here's the truth. Women don't just look for a successful man. They seek a feeling. The feeling of being seen, felt, and emotionally understood on a level that words alone can't reach. And that's exactly why 99% of men miss the mark. Not because they're not good enough, but because they overlook the small, powerful gestures women quietly crave. You've probably heard all kinds of dating advice. Be assertive. Play it cool. Know your worth. But in the real world, what makes a woman remember you, desire you, and feel drawn to you isn't the big performance. It's the small, subtle, everyday moments that speak to something deep within her, something emotional, something unspoken. This isn't about cheesy pickup lines or manipulative tricks. These are psychological triggers, emotional responses backed by science and deeply rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom. A man can do everything right and still be forgotten, while another man, who says little but shows up with presence and subtlety, can live rent-free in her mind for years. That's the power of emotional awareness, inner stillness, and self-control. That's the power of showing her how she feels in your presence, not just what you can offer. And if you don't understand these truths, you're playing the game of connection with a blindfold on. So in today's video, I'm revealing 7 powerful secrets that most men overlook, yet they're exactly what women desire on a deep emotional level. These gestures may seem small, but when timed right, with the right presence, they embed themselves in her memory, without you needing to say a thing. Stay with me. Because the final secret, one that almost no man uses but has the most lasting effect, may just shift the way you see love, connection, and everything you've done in the past. If you're ready to step out of the 99% and become the kind of man a woman never forgets, then let's begin this journey together, right now. Secret 1. The power of a gentle touch. Before intimacy. Imagine this for a second. You're on a date. The conversation is flowing, she's smiling, everything seems to be going well. You walk her to her door, you send a thoughtful follow-up text, and then silence. No reply, no next step. And you start wondering, did I mess something up? The truth is, you didn't do anything wrong. But you also didn't do what matters most. Most men think that if they're charming, polite, and respectful, that's enough to spark attraction. But to a woman, connection isn't just made through words. It's made through how she feels when she's with you. And one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to create that feeling is through a gentle, present, intentional touch before intimacy even begins. Let me be clear. I'm not talking about suggestive touches or awkward moves. I'm talking about a small, seemingly insignificant gesture that can unlock something deep inside her. A light touch on her shoulder, a short, steady hug, not rushed, not forced. Or even just a slow, intentional massage, not to arouse, but to help her relax before things get physical. It sounds simple, but this might be one of the most powerful things men overlook. Here's what most men don't understand. For women, intimacy doesn't start with the body. It starts with emotional safety, with feeling seen, respected, and gently connected. A well-placed, non-sexual touch, done with presence, speaks volumes without saying a word. It says, "I see you. I'm not in a rush. I want you to feel comfortable, not pressured. And this isn't about being some smooth operator. This is about being a man who knows how to connect emotionally through stillness, not strategy. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." A good man isn't someone who performs in bed. He's someone who knows how to create emotional space, who's present in the moment, who doesn't make intimacy about achieving something, but about sharing something. So think about this. When you give her a shoulder rub, not to impress or escalate, but to genuinely help her feel calm and seen, you're doing something most men never think to do. You're connecting through touch, but without taking. You're saying, "I care about how you feel," without using words. That alone makes you stand out. I'll be honest with you. Most men rush into intimacy without first creating emotional connection. They go through the motions hoping it will build attraction, but end up making the moment feel awkward, rushed and disconnected. Meanwhile, the man who knows how to touch with presence, without urgency or expectation, creates an emotional bond she won't forget. But here's the key. Don't turn this into a technique. If you touch her absent-mindedly or with an agenda, she'll feel it instantly. But if you're present, aware, and truly engaged, you'll awaken a kind of intimacy that feels rare, genuine, and real. So the next time you're with a woman, before rushing to what's next, just slow down, sit close. Place your hand gently on her shoulder. Look her in the eyes, not to get permission, but to connect. That small moment, done with presence, is what separates the 99% of men she forgets from the 1% she'll never stop thinking about. Secret 2. The art of flirting with confidence and respect. There's a truth that most men never hear. Women love flirting, not the over-the-top, awkward kind, but the kind that's subtle, playful, and makes her feel excited, without pressure. And that's where most men get it wrong. They usually swing to one of two extremes. Either they overdo it, cracking forced jokes, bragging, or trying too hard to be noticed, or they hold back too much, afraid to say the wrong thing, so they say almost nothing. But here's the truth. Women aren't drawn to perfection. They're drawn to confidence without ego, to playfulness with depth. Think of flirting like a slow, elegant dance. You lead, she follows, but neither of you should feel pushed or pulled. It's not a performance, it's a connection, built through presence, tone, and energy. One of the most powerful forms of flirting. Playful teasing, done with intention, not disrespect. Let's say she tells you she loves Italian food. You smile and say, "That's your go-to." Wow, clearly you've never tried my cooking. It's light, it's playful, it creates a small challenge that makes her curious, while making her smile. This kind of flirting does three things: sparks emotional energy, shows confidence without arrogance, makes the moment fun without making it feel like a test. But here's what truly matters. You don't flirt to win her approval. You flirt because you're enjoying the connection. The difference lies in your energy. A man who flirts to get a response comes across as needy, even if he hides it well. But a man who knows his value, who's grounded and genuinely present, he's magnetic. This is exactly what Stoic philosophy teaches us. A calm man does not try to control others. He controls himself. So when you flirt from that place, you don't need to impress. You don't need a punchline. Your calm, confident presence does the work for you. And don't forget, eye contact speaks louder than compliments. A genuine smile carries more weight than witty words. Pauses, the quiet space between words, can build more tension than any scripted line. If you can hold her gaze while you speak, if you can tease her a little, then lean back with quiet confidence. If you can keep just a bit of mystery, and challenge her mind in a respectful way. You're already miles ahead of the 99% of men who try too hard or don't try at all. Flirting isn't a technique to memorize, it's a reflection of your inner emotional state. Respect doesn't mean being cold or distant. It means giving her the space to feel free in your presence, while still feeling drawn to stay. So the next time you talk to a woman, don't try to be clever. Don't force the moment, just be present, a little playful, a little bold, and a little unpredictable. She'll feel it. And more importantly, she'll remember it, because that is the true art of flirting, not to impress her, but to create a space so enjoyable, so emotionally charged, that she wants to come closer without even realizing why. Now, are you ready for secret number 3? Because the next one is even more surprising. A simple touch to her hair, done at the right moment, can create emotional chemistry without a single word. Let me show you how, coming up next. Secret 3. Touching her hair. At the right moment, without saying a word. There's one gesture most men completely overlook. So small, so subtle, that it almost feels meaningless. But when done the right way, at the right time, it can trigger one of the deepest emotional responses in a woman. I'm talking about something simple, touching her hair. At first glance, it might seem too minor to matter, but let me explain why this one gesture, when used with presence and respect, can create a moment she'll never forget. Why hair is an emotional zone. Did you know the scalp is one of the most sensitive areas of the human body? Not sexually, but emotionally and neurologically. A gentle, intentional touch on her hair can signal connection, presence, and safety, all without a single word. It doesn't feel seductive. It feels caring, like someone is truly paying attention, without needing anything in return. Picture this. You're sitting close to her. You're talking, laughing. The energy between you is relaxed, warm, and at just the right moment, you gently move a strand of hair away from her face. No big move, no dramatic stare, just a quiet, natural gesture, done from a place of presence. That moment alone, if it's genuine, can say more than any compliment. But here's the important part. You can't force it, and you can't fake it. Touching her hair too soon, or before emotional closeness has developed, can feel intrusive, awkward, even uncomfortable. This move only works when she feels relaxed around you. The physical distance has already naturally closed, and her body language is open, soft, and receptive. That's why emotional awareness and timing are everything. In Stoic philosophy, there's a quote I always return to in moments like these. Do not act from desire, act from what the moment calls for. Marcus Aurelius. What does that mean here? It means this: you don't reach for her hair because you want to. You do it because the moment is asking for connection, not with words, but with care. A man who understands this doesn't rush, doesn't perform, doesn't follow a script. He connects through his presence. He listens through body language. And he touches, not to get something, but to give something, a sense of being seen, felt, and valued. That's rare, and women feel it. Touching her hair isn't about scoring points. It's about silently saying, I'm here. I see you. You're safe around me. If done with care and presence, that one touch becomes a memory, a feeling she carries long after the night is over. So next time you're sitting beside a woman and the air between you grows softer, warmer, more relaxed, don't rush. Don't think too much. If her eyes stay on you, if she leans in just slightly, and if the moment feels quiet and full, then, and only then, reach up slowly and brush that one strand of hair from her face. Don't say a word. Let the silence speak for you. If it's the right moment, she'll remember it far longer than anything you could have said. See. Real attraction isn't about grand gestures, it's about the right presence at the right time with the right intention. And that's what 99% of men miss. Ready for secret 4? Because the next one seems just as small. A light touch on her lower back as you walk together. But it holds the subtle power of masculine leadership and emotional safety. Let's break that down. Next, secret 4. The light touch on her back. Subtle leadership that makes her feel safe without words. Have you ever noticed, when a man walks beside a woman he truly cares for, the way he gently places his hand on her back says more than any compliment ever could? It's not a tight grip, it's not possessive or demanding, it's just a light, steady touch, brief and intentional, that tells her, "I'm here with you." Sounds simple, right? But if you do it right, it can awaken something deep inside her, a primal sense of safety and connection. When small actions carry big meaning. Picture this. You're walking with her into a restaurant, there's a bit of a crowd. You step ahead to open the door and your hand gently touches the small of her back, just enough to guide her forward. No words, no performance. Just quiet presence. To her, that touch says, "I see you. I'm aware. You're not alone. I'm here." Why does this matter so much? Because it taps into a very real, often unspoken need in women's emotional psychology. To feel safe in close connection. Women don't need saving. They're not looking for a dramatic hero, but they are deeply drawn to a man who can lead without controlling, protect without smothering, and be fully present without needing praise. Most men miss this opportunity because they're afraid of being too forward, or they focus too much on what to say, and forget the power of what can be felt without words. But the truth is, a well-timed, grounded gesture like this can say more than any "I've got your back" ever could. Stoic wisdom. Power through presence. A stoic man doesn't need to prove anything. He doesn't announce his strength. He simply moves with calm awareness and purpose. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." And being one doesn't always mean bold actions. Sometimes it means stepping half a stride ahead, opening a door, and resting your hand on her back, so she feels it in her body before she hears it in your voice. She might not consciously notice it, but she will feel it. And that feeling of walking beside a man who knows how to move through the world without chaos or doubt, that's rare. That's powerful. That's what makes her want to stay close, even when the room is crowded and the world is noisy. So next time you're walking beside her, don't rush. Don't make it a move, just watch her body language. If she's walking close, relaxed, and you're stepping into a moment where direction is needed, place your hand gently on her back. Just enough to let her know, "I'm here, I've got this." You don't need to say, "I'll protect you." She'll feel it. From one calm, confident gesture, she might not comment on it, but she will remember it. And she'll remember you, not because of what you said, but because of how you made her feel while walking beside you. Ready for secret 5? Because the next one is more than just an action. It's a mindset, a way of living. How to be her protector in the small things most men overlook. Let's get into that. Next. Secret 5. Being her protector, not with big words, but through the small things no one notices. When you hear the word protector, you might imagine something dramatic, standing up for her when someone insults her. Stepping in during a confrontation, being the hero in a tense situation. But here's what most men don't realize. The kind of protection women truly crave rarely comes in grand gestures. It comes from things so subtle, so small, that 99% of men overlook them completely. It's the invisible moments that create deep emotional safety. Did you check to make sure she got home safely? Did you notice when she seemed uncomfortable at a crowded event? Did you step just a little closer when she looked uncertain? Did you give her space when she needed it, without her having to ask? These are the kinds of things you don't talk about, but she always feels. Today's women are stronger and more independent than ever. They don't need to be saved. They don't want to be rescued. But they do want something rare, a man who knows what to do when the moment calls for it. Not to dominate, not to show off, but to simply be there, calm, steady, and present. You see, protection isn't about strength, it's about emotional stability. In a world that's constantly shifting, what attracts women most isn't physical power. It's not a bank account or six-pack abs. It's a man who doesn't panic when things fall apart. Stoic wisdom. Respond from awareness, not emotion. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you that matters. It's how you respond to it." Immature men respond from ego. They argue just to win. They explode to protect their pride. They rush to solve problems without reading the room. But a grounded man, he observes, breathes, responds with calm, calculated presence. That's what makes a woman feel safe, without you ever needing to say a word. You don't have to say, "I'll never let anyone hurt you." Instead, stand beside her when she's uneasy. Don't explain. Don't overreact. Don't promise. Just be there. That's real-world protection. Stability in the smallest things. A woman feels safe around a man who doesn't. Flee when she shows vulnerability, rush to fix her emotions, or use anger as a mask for strength. She feels safe around a man who simply stays, who remains still when the world shakes, who offers peace through presence, not performance. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be tough. You just have to be the quiet place she can count on. So next time you're with her, notice the small things. Is she anxious? Overstimulated? Guarded? Don't ask too much. Don't lecture. Just move a little closer. Don't rush to solve anything. Hold your calm instead. That's the kind of protection a woman feels, without needing it explained. She won't say, "Thanks for standing there with me." But inside, she'll remember, when I needed it most, he didn't try to fix me. He didn't make a speech. He just stayed, and that was enough. Are you ready for secret number 6? Because the next one opens a deeper emotional dimension. Just by casually mentioning a dream, you can plant a connection that lingers in her mind for days. Let me show you how. Next. Secret 6. The psychological power of mentioning a dream, creating a connection. She can't explain. Have you ever casually told a woman, "I had a dream about you last night"? No pressure, no context, just a simple, honest sentence. It may seem like nothing, but when done with intention, those few words can create a bond deeper than any compliment. Why dreams have emotional power. In psychology, there's a fascinating idea. The subconscious doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. So when you tell a woman she appeared in your dream, you're sending a message far more meaningful than it seems. You crossed my mind, even when I wasn't trying to think about you. And that taps directly into something women are highly sensitive to, the desire to feel special without feeling pressured. Dreams are uncontrolled. They're not planned, not forced. That's what makes them feel so genuine when you mention them. You're not trying to be charming. You're just sharing a quiet, subconscious moment. And for a woman, that kind of moment feels rare because it isn't manufactured. It feels real. How to do this naturally without being awkward. You don't need to build up to it. You don't need to dramatize it. Just say something like, "I had a weird dream last night. You were in it. I can't remember all of it. Just that we were sitting in a coffee shop, talking about something deep. It felt really peaceful. And then, stop. Let her curiosity do the rest. Almost every time she'll respond with, "Wait, really? What else happened?" That's when the connection begins, not because of the dream's content, but because she now feels emotionally close to you in a way she can't explain. You didn't say, "I miss you." You didn't say, "I think about you all the time." But now she's wondering, why was I in his dream? Why does this feel so intimate? Psychology plus stoicism. Subtle connection without control. Stoic wisdom teaches us, do not chase. Let your presence create the pull. When you mention a dream like this, you're not chasing, you're not pushing, you're simply allowing her to feel that she matters to you without needing to prove anything. It's a powerful emotional signal precisely because it's not calculated. Use this wisely. Don't overdo it. Don't make it a habit. And never fake it. But when it's real and the moment feels right, this can become one of the most emotionally magnetic things you'll ever say. She might not fully understand why it affected her, but she will feel it and she'll carry it with her, not because the dream was dramatic, but because in that moment she felt like a part of your inner world without even trying. And no woman forgets that feeling. When should you use this? After a meaningful date, during a quiet conversation, when you sense emotional distance and want to reconnect subtly. One sentence, one moment, no performance. And she'll begin to look at you differently. Ready for secret 7? Because this final secret shifts everything. Not through your words or actions, but through something that speaks directly to her subconscious. A well-groomed beard, a primal symbol of strength, stability, and masculine presence. Let's explore that. Next. Secret 7. The primal pull of a well-groomed beard. A quiet symbol of strength and protection. You might think a beard is just a style choice. Or even, I don't need a beard to attract women. And you'd be right. But not entirely, because in psychology and evolutionary biology, a beard isn't just about appearance. It's a primal signal, quietly telling the subconscious, this man is strong. He's experienced. He's capable of protection. Women feel beards on a subconscious level. Research in behavioral psychology shows that women often associate facial hair with 3 key traits. 1. Maturity. 2. Leadership and protection. 3. Grounded, masculine presence. You don't need a beard to possess these traits. But when you do have one, and it's well maintained, it becomes a visible representation of qualities she feels but can't quite name. Picture this. You walk into a cafe, you don't say much, you don't show off. But the way you carry yourself, your steady gaze, composed posture, and well-groomed beard speaks volumes before you even open your mouth. It's not about being good-looking. It's about projecting the energy of a man who knows exactly who he is. But a beard only works if it reflects discipline. An unkempt, messy beard doesn't create attraction. It signals laziness, carelessness. But a well-trimmed, balanced and clean beard says, I care about how I show up in the world, not to impress others, but because I have discipline within myself. And that is extremely attractive. Marcus Aurelius once said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. I believe the same is true for your physical appearance. Your outer image becomes shaped by your inner discipline. Maintaining a beard isn't just about grooming, it's a ritual of self-respect, no different from meditation, training, or journaling. So what should you do? If you can grow a beard, let it grow naturally at first. Pay attention to what fits your face and your energy. Don't follow trends. Pick what aligns with you. And once you find the right style, maintain it regularly, keep it clean, keep it intentional. Your beard doesn't have to be thick or bold. It just has to show that you're in control of yourself. And when a woman sees that, on a deep instinctive level, she'll feel, he's strong, but not trying too hard. He's calm, but not passive. He could protect me, and he doesn't need to say it out loud. That's the energy of a 1% man. He doesn't speak loudly. He doesn't compete for attention. He just shows up, fully aligned with the strength he's built inside. Over these 7 secrets, you've seen this truth play out. Women don't fall for words. They don't choose men based on checklists. They feel you, through your energy, your presence, and the small, almost invisible things that 99% of men ignore. So now the choice is yours. Will you keep trying to say the right thing, do the right thing, look the part? Or will you start walking the path of the man who no longer needs to try, because he has become the kind of man who cannot be ignored? If you're ready to stop chasing validation and start living with calm strength, grounded confidence, and emotional clarity, then these 7 secrets aren't just something to learn, they're something to live. Let your actions speak, let your silence speak, let your presence do the talking. If what you just heard spoke to you, if you feel ready to become the kind of man who doesn't chase attention but naturally commands it, hit like so the algorithm helps this video reach more men who truly need it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos on self-mastery, discipline, emotional depth, and masculine wisdom. And leave a comment below. Which of the 7 secrets surprised you the most? And which one will you start practicing first? I read every single comment. Because this isn't just content. It's a journey of becoming better men, and we're walking it together. Stay steady, stay sharp. And let your stillness speak louder than any introduction.